First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushua Ba'Hashem Rakakwadash. Yahweh is to this world ignorantly calls God. Yahushua is to this world ignorantly calls Jesus. Ba'Hashem means in the name, Rakah means spirit, and Kodash means holy. And that's all in the Paleo Hebrew. Also want to give double honors to the elder bishops and apostles of Great Millstone that taught me this truth. And I wanted to make a quick video how the beast shall hate the whore. Okay, and this is a scripture that is written in Revelation, the 17th chapter, breaking down how all the allies of America will eventually turn on them. Okay, and this is exactly what we're seeing right now. Now, what I wanted to touch on specifically is that, what I'm seeing through the spirit, me speaking as a man, is that you look at this whole conflict with, Israel, Iran, the United States, and you're seeing how Iran has the United States and Israel in a position that the world has never seen before. Okay, Iran is cooking Israel. Okay, and your modern media, your mainstream media is not touching on it. So, people are realizing that Israel and America are losing, right? The powerhouses of the world, America is losing. And this is where I'm speaking as a man, something I believe is going to happen, is since America has that pride of we're the best, America is going to do something completely out of pocket to try to, tip the scales, to try to get back, that worldwide approval of showing, no, we're the ones in control. And, the first thing that comes to mind is a tactical nuke, Israel shooting a tactical nuke on a major place in Iran. Right, or as the brother said, I heard a brother say, or in just the desert, right? But a tactical nuke or a serious, T attack, right? Pretty much showing, their power. But it's going to be something completely so, illogical that the nations are going to be like, damn, these people, America and Israel, are the problem. And we have to turn on these two nations. So let's read a little bit of these news articles here. It says, National Counterterrorism Center's director resigns over Iran war, right? So let's touch that real quick, hit the points. So a longtime supporter of President Donald Trump said it was clear that we have started this war due to pressure from Israel, right? And people are realizing that America is not in control. Okay, America is a pawn of the Israelis and really the global elites. Okay, the banking families, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the DuPonts, right? These are the families that rule everything, and they are Edomites. So let's read in Jeremiah chapter 50. It talks about how, this will all start, or Jeremiah 50, this will all start from the least of the flock. Jeremiah 50 and 45, therefore hear ye the counsel of Yahweh that he hath taken against Babylon. And his purpose is that he hath purpose against the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. Right, so Babylon talking about America. And it says that the least of the flock is going to draw out America. And the least of this flock is talking about these Israelis, Israel. They are going to be the ones that draw America to World War III by bringing them into this conflict. And the world is realizing it. And it's the prophecy speaking. Right? So it says, surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. Right? Because once Israel gets completely wiped off the planet, Israel is prophesied to get destroyed by Russia and Iran and those eastern countries. Right? Libya, Ethiopia, eventually Turkey. That's what's written. But after that, it says in Ezekiel 38 that an evil thought shall come up into their mind. And they're going to go into the land of unwalled villages, a.k.a. America. Which I believe, if I remember looking into it recently, that dwell safely, it's that line. So I'll have to look into it later, but pretty much it goes into coming against America, right? It's all going to start from these small hats. It says, at the noise of the taking of Babylon, the earth is moved and the cry is heard amongst the nations. Right? So when America gets taken by those nuclear missiles, that's going to be the great noise. That's what's going to make the earth move, the great earthquake. Okay, it talks about it in Revelation 18, how, the merchants, the people in the east, okay, the people that don't get bombed are going to be like, wow, it actually happened. Right, verse 10 says, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. Right, so this is going to be a worldwide event, that America will be destroyed. Okay, and it's going to happen, as it says in Revelation chapter 17 and verse 16, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Right, so when you go into, the beast, it says the beast with 10 heads, the beast with 10 horns and 7 heads, if I remember correctly. And the 10 horns is symbolic for NATO and EU. Right, at one point those horns, were with the beast or with the whore, right, which the whore is talk about Babylon, okay, America. But at one point they will turn against the whore and make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Right, they're going to shoot missiles on this place. For God hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of God shall be fulfilled. And the woman which thou sawest is that great city which reigneth over the kings of the earth. Right, so it's the Most High's will, okay, to see all this get destroyed. And it will happen. Okay, it will happen. So, we can see how this is all being slowly but surely brought out. Right, Politico. Trump presses allies for Hormuz pledges, but not specifics. Right, Trump is telling all these other nations to help him, and they're like, nah, we're not going to help you. Because they realize that, hey, you guys are the ones that are doing the wrong. America and Israel are the ones in the wrong. Right, I believe I saw it today. The brother was going into how all these other nations are saying, "Yup, we don't want to have any part of this. Right, leave us alone." So another part where it talks about this is Habakkuk chapter 1 or Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 6. It says, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. Right? These other nations are going to turn upon this place, and ultimately, because of the way America operates, right? America increases, takes, right? Greed doesn't stop. Right? As it says in verse 5, yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, going into philosophy, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, he who enlargeth his desires hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Right? America only thinks about taking. So what's going to happen is verse 8, because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. Right? So because of all the wickedness they have done, okay, all these nations will turn upon this place. And it talks about how, those that ate bread with thee, right? Obadiah 1 and 6, how are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. Right? So all the men of Esau, right, all the allies of America are going to turn on this place. Okay, are going to turn on this place. And if you just search up Trump, allies, help, this is what pops up. Donald Trump warns NATO faces a very bad future if allies fail to help U.S. and Iran. Never heard him so angry. Trump is furious that global allies aren't pitching in Iran. And what is happening here? The 10 horns are not siding with the whore anymore, and they will turn fully on this place. Hopefully this is edifying. Prophecy is unfolding. With that, we give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Ba'Shem Rakakwadash, and double honors to the elder bishops and apostles of Great Millstone at time of this truth. Shalom to you, like Shalom.